Welcome and greetings, peoples and peoples. We're going to be watching the finals. This is game number 1 of the finals of the Zeke Fridaily. It's going to be an amazing turn of events. As you're watching dvolp, a random player spawning in the top right as a Terran player against tQyrUseCC, this Terran on the bottom left. I'm going to actually double check it's 3 before I answer this. And we're going to go ahead and, yes, 3. Yep, so right now I also want to say that immediately big thanks to tQyrUseCC because he's originally a yellow person. I asked one person to change and he immediately went to blue because of the possibility of yeah, I'm gonna call it BM. Okay. So now there we are. So I've now been chastised accordingly for helping out. Okay, so now I have to be friendly. Okay, so now with the friendliness gone aside, we're going to go ahead and watch as these guys play mirror matchup, which would be interesting as dvolp did just win a ZVZ against someone who mains Zerg, so we'll see how this actually goes. So now dvolp is going to go ahead and run around and try and hit off on the health of CVs. Alright. Ow! Ah, I hate this. Okay. That aside, like Sexy has successfully denied all scouting. Yep, there it is. Blocked it off completely. With an early supply depot, I'm going to be able to... It's actually skipping any gas. He could be going for no gas fastest man. I've seen that a ton, excuse me, out of Terrans lately. See if he does get out his gas. Looks like he might not be, though. But down here, dvolp is actually doesn't have enough for an orbital command quite yet. Choosing to get out the marine as fast as he can instead of the orbital command. Interesting choice, but the refinery for him has been gotten. So go ahead and be able to utilize that to get out his gaseous resource. So we're going to see how that's exactly going to go ahead and progress. Right now, Sex is getting out his own marine to try and deal what he can. Immediately command center, so it isn't going to be a no gas fastest man coming from tQyrUseCC. Very stable build. I've seen this a ton out of players like GG Last Shadows and various other Grandmaster players from the Terran persuasion. So dvolp is he not going to get out another SCV? dvolp, okay, he is. And he's also got his second gas geyser. You could be seeing an actual, probably a Banshee build coming out of him with those early gas geysers that will allow him to get out his starport at Tech Lab and then work on getting out any form of Banshees that he would like, possibly with Cloak too. So we're seeing all these 3 supply depots at the front, going to allow him just to basically defend against any run-by type of shenanigans. We can always let that off to help him defend and get out bunkers if he needs to. I see another barracks coming out of, whoa, what? How did this SCV get in there? Oh, wow. dvolp getting a huge scout, and he sees that expansion. So that is great for him to actually know that that is happening. But yep, is not going to be a Banshee build coming out of dvolp as he's getting a Hellion. We'll keep an eye on this. What he's going to get a starport and do for a Hellion drop, or what? As yep, there's a starport actually. So he is probably going to be going for a Hellion drop. It'll be a likely turn of events as Sexy does have this complete wall at the front, which does strengthen a drop in the back. It could backfire if Sexy does try to move out of this expansion, and the Hellions are then unable to really do a ton of damage, unfortunately. But we'll see exactly how it's going to go ahead and progress in his mind, as he still doesn't have any form of factory or starport tech. This factory is being produced, but it's not done yet, which is so far behind the actually completed and tech lab being put on starports. We actually be seeing a Hellion Banshee build, looking kind of QXC-esque. Ow. Shoulder hurts, sucks. That aside, Marines are here on the front. We've been seeing a frontal attack with these units. We are seeing 2 Hellions. We do a good job of doing splash against any Marines that are here for Sexy, because Hellions do that extra damage that is just so beneficial when trying to win a Marine on Marine fight, to have that little bit of Hellion support. Now we're seeing that move in, and it looks like the Hellions are in the back attacking the supply depot, not the Marines. Sexy's got a great spread of Marines in here. He's really dealing damage to these units. The Hellion is still alive, but it is no longer, and we are seeing this final Marine getting pulled away from dvolp as Sexy is now going to be able to get out his expansion. Looking down here, though, this Banshee is coming out with the cloak coming out as well. So we're seeing out fairly fast Banshees right now. We'll see exactly how effective they can be, because there's a huge investment in other units from dvolp, and it might not necessarily take his advantage. Now, right now, Sexy does have Command Center about to have the scan, but does he? He's really build a turret, though. That's the problem. The cloak Banshees could be a huge deal and hurting him. We do see that he's actually thrown down a missile turret right in front of his mineral line. That's great to see. Should allow him to be able to at the very least detect this cloak Banshee and then use Marines or the like to try and take it out. Inside the main base of dvolp, he is getting a command center of his own, so he's going to try to get up his economy. We can see the unit count is showing that Sexy has a very big advantage in terms of oh wow, the fact that this Banshee might take away that advantage of those SCVs, as we are seeing Sexy pulling back all of his workers by that missiles are trying to just keep them alive, and just as it pops out. Now, does he have vision? No, he does not, so there's a free Marine kill. But the problem is for Sexy that his army is completely out of position. And there he's getting sniping off of that Banshee. Viking is on the field. He can use that to hit this Banshee, but this natural expansion is actually still there, and there is no knowledge of this from dvolp. You can apparently see the medevac that's over there, but this one scan, and there it is. That is going to fall. Now Sexy go back to mining as efficiently as he possibly can. I do apologize for my camera movements. Using a trackpad with my left hand, my non-dominant hand, because my right hand's in a sling and going to be immobilized for the next 6 weeks, which is going to suck. That's why I'm coughing and feeling in pain, because of the fact that I'm flinching a great deal. The coughing is not part of that. Coughing is because I've been talking all day on my stream, commentating, doing lessons, as well as playing Pokemon Yellow. So I enjoy that. If you enjoy that, I like you greatly. Come by my stream. That aside, let's go back to the game. As I just try and waste some time looking at exactly what's happening. Tanks are on the field for dvolp. He's got a good mix of units, though actually should lower those 3 guys and lower this guy up here as well. Looks like Sexy is not ahead of the food count anymore. The Banshees did a fair bit of damage for him, and it's allowing dvolp to have a little bit of a lead. It looks like Sexy has got the siege boat out already, and it's going to be in a good spot. His Vikings actually take out that tank. Very nice, but there's a cloaked Banshee. That could be really bad. There's a first attack on him, but there's a scan, and that Banshee's going to take a fair amount of hits right now. It's not going to die, I don't think. One more shot. No, it does manage to stay alive. It's still cloaked, though. Now that the scan is finished, we are going to see him moving on again, but there's going to be another scan, and the tank does not even go down, but those Marines are. This is a great use of the tanks of Vikings from tQyrUseCC, going back to the days of pure tank Viking with TVT. But right now, the fact that Sexy has this expansion down here is great. The SCV trying to scout that out. I'm going to go ahead and get killed by those units. But look at this position that Sexy is in. He's got this entrenched position back there on the outside of the base, preventing this expansion from going out. Plus, he's taking out 3 supply depots, which is now serving to get close to supply blocking our orange Terran friend. Or it may not be friend, who knows. It is. I'm going to go ahead and plead the impartiality, even though I am tQZender. I'm talking in third person. It's kind of weird, but now we have another Banshee that's out. We are probably going to see, one tank going down, but there is going to be scan, and the siege tank's in a good position on the high ground from dvolp, doing a lot of damage to Sexy, but Sexy, once again, is going to be able to do, is he actually take out? No, he's not going to take that out. Will there be another scan to take out that Banshee? Yes, there will be. The Banshees, oh my god, the siege tank is still alive. Not anymore, though. Even with all that, though, look at back here at the main base of Sexy. He still has this standing army. Oh my god, we're counting such a better lead. We're seeing a lot of units coming down. It looks like Sexy might want to pull back and get a defensive position with these units down here in his natural expansion. He's got a great income lead. He doesn't want to rush this game, because if he can keep it going on, he will have a very distinct advantage. Looks like we're going to see this Roxanne taken out from dvolp and try and hit Sexy from a surprise angle, which could be great, as Sexy right now is over here at this leftmost watchtower, unaware of this little bit of entrenched position that dvolp is actually obtaining. But, with the medevacs, I think Sexy's actually not seen this. Looks like he's pulling back his army and try and defend against this push. But we can see that if you watch the counts of the units, Sexy is actually behind in the tanks, and that could hurt him, though. He's going to have the defensive advantage. There is stimming all those Marines, attacking in, and bad position from dvolp, taking a lot of losses from the siege tanks in the back, siege tanks in the front, and all of those Marines stimming and just doing a great bit of damage. So well done by Sexy. Great army movements on his part, and he is now very much far ahead, 106 to 64 in the food count. And there is dvolp saying, clear my best matchup with some good naturedness, and he knows he's behind. And it looks like Sexy go ahead and work on taking out these gold rocks. Probably take this for his third base as he pushes up and at the very least does a contain on dvolp. I think Sexy's going to go ahead and ask Steve to use his best, and we're going to go ahead and, yep, being sarcastic. So just good-naturedness from dvolp. Definitely appreciate that from him. So dvolp, you get points in my book from being very, very solidly good-natured. And now we're seeing this is going to be a very hard thing to deal with from dvolp. Whether it's going to be, yikes. Oh, yep, and there's all that Viking goes down. Sexy's got a lead of Viking count, and he's again entrenching in a good spot to deal with dvolp. We're seeing all of those units in the back do as much damage as they can. The Vikings are providing the vision for Sexy, while the scans are providing the vision for dvolp. That in itself is good for Sexy. And look at the position on these guys. Marines are trying to get up and hit the Vikings, but that's just not happening. Siege tanks are in too good of a spot. It looks like we're seeing a drop coming from Sexy at the exact same time as this frontal push is happening. We're seeing some good old Viking micromanagement as these, oh god, there is a drop in the main base. This could be the doom of dvolp, as they're now seeing SCVs being pulled, trying to tank damage from the hits as he tries to break it off, but there's GG, and that is going to be the game number 1 as Sexy emerges victorious in the TVT against TVR.